Hi and welcome back to the desktop. Today I'm going to run through the results of the surveys that we recently put out to our subscribers and members. First of all, I want to thank you for your participation. You're making the job a whole lot easier for us to be able to tailor the Childcare Centre Desktop into something that we know is going to be useful. We don't want to waste your time and put information on there that you don't particularly need and that's not going to solve any tangible problems. And so the survey continually helps us to match you and match the market and support your staff in the journey to implement the National Quality Framework, among a whole host of other things. So there's about 5 or 6 really predominant issues that we need to solve on the desktop, which these will become member benefits. And also we're going to make some significant changes to the navigation experience of the desktop to make it a lot easier so you can get where you need to go faster and of course save time. And time was the biggest issue that came up, and there are solutions to this, and sometimes it's a chicken and egg thing. We've got to do one thing to save the time on the other end, and we know how to solve it, and it's going to be part of the big program from now to 2012 and 2012 beyond. So without further ado, I'll get into these points that are going to be provided for you in the forms of resources on the desktop. And first, I'm going to read from a list, and I'm going to put my glasses on. One thing I can't do is memorize very well, and also I can't see very well. So I'll get started. Okay, the very top issue on the desktop is actually, it came up subscription fee changes, and it more so had to do with questions that were asked of individual educator subscription fees and fees based on family daycare operations. So we've done all that. We have reviewed the subscription fees for 2012. They do start today, and in actual fact, if you go to the registration page, you'll see that everything has been done now. We're trying to put out the fairest fees possible if you wish to become a member, from everything from the long day care right through to the out of school hours care. There's a selection for you so that it's cost effective, and we meet our obligation and aim to make sure that we can provide a service with no restriction to any operation, irrespective of their location or their size. So visit this registration page and you'll see now how we've set it up. Now, along with that, the other issue that came up was security, online security payment. That's been, other options have been provided as well. That still remains because many have joined through the online portal, but there can be simply a transfer made and we process manually. And of course the annual subscription as well, which is a significant saving over that time. So hopefully we've solved those 2 problems. They were main points that came up, and if they are for you, well, they've been solved now, so I hope you can join us on the other side. Now, the other question that was asked was all about services outside of the do-it-yourself style of service. Now, the desktop, we provide everything, and it's more a DIY service, so you can go in and get the resources and implement. Other services wanted assistance, so a do-it-with-you or a do-it-for-you service. We are now going to release these and a program for it in 2012. For those who really need more guidance, there will be a category for you, and for those who just need someone to come into the service, we have representatives that will visit, will do their analysis and implement the quality improvement planning routines that we provide for a proactive approach, so that we can get the National Quality Standard in place and the compliance trail in place. So all that will be announced soon. That's a big program, but one that the market wants, so we're going to provide it. Now, also another question and another points that came in and in high frequency was how to get the whole team to own the National Quality Standards. Something we've got to remember, and it's the same across the board in business, and I've been confronted with it for 20 years to 25 years in operating my own businesses, is that given the whole team, whether it's 1,000 people or whether it's 10 or whether it's 3, there'll be only a few who are completely passionate about implementing certain regulations and certain, let's say, policies and fundamentals that will continue to improve the business. And normally, let's say in our industry, you have your owner, your director, your authorised supervisor, some room leaders. With respect to everybody else, you have that smaller percentage that really own that process. What we've got to do is understand that many of the other team members, they have other priorities in their life as well, like we do in family and so forth. But it's not as high on their agenda to make your centre the best that it can be, although they'll be doing their best hopefully in the workplace. But we need to drip feed the information. Like I preach in the desktop all the time, make it organic. I've learnt this process from managing teams of 100 to 500 people. Just get it into the routine, trust the time, trust the process, and eventually it will sink in. That's why we have the 7 quality improvement cycles, the cycles which are based on organic management principles. You've got to trust them, refine them to suit your service, and the information will get across organically, almost automatically, unconsciously, however you like to explain it, but it does happen. And the big thing that happens is it saves you time. Everybody's talking about time. It saves you time because they have the knowledge to implement rather than ask or make mistakes. And you and I know it's human resources that can cause the biggest frustrations within any workplace. And all we all want is to understand what we're doing, from our casual staff member right through to our room leaders and directors. If we've got the knowledge and we're empowered, we can put it in place without too much question, and we don't have to keep on coming back and revisiting. So my answer to that is what we're already doing is based on saving time and getting the knowledge through your group. So you'll only know that obviously if you come inside of the members area and actually put these into practice and trust them for a while, but they do work and we'll be continually refining them along the way. 2 other big items that are going to go in here based on the survey. We're going to create a library of 101 time-saving tips. This is a pretty adventurous task, but we've got thousands of people that we can ask throughout the industry now on a database that are willing to get back to us with their tip, with what works for them. We want to pick the eyes out of these, look at reality and what really works on the ground, and present them to you in short 90-second videos, so a library of videos so you can have a look, question your service and put them into practice, and hopefully grab that minute which turns into a few minutes, hours, and over a period of a year it could be turning into days. So we've got to look at it at that level. The other ambitious project is that we're going to create 101 programming ideas. In a similar fashion, we have highly experienced people within our team that on the ground have developed and used programming concepts, especially over the last 12 months, refined them to meet the new National Quality Framework and Early Years Learning Framework outcomes. And we're going to begin to capture those once again in something that you can look at, grab the idea, grab some resources and put them into place. What we do here is not going to be glossy and beautiful, it's just going to be practical and easy to implement. So they're the main items that came out of the survey, and we have the ability to adjust and change for you so we can help you continue on the journey for 2012. Some of the desktop experience functions we're changing. Now be reminded, all of this locks back into our own continuous improvement cycle. You have yours and we have one as well. So we're obviously running in parallels, and we'll keep doing our surveys and keep revising and reviewing the desktop just to keep matching what you need out there in the field to implement from a very practical and easy point of view. It's got to be that way, otherwise you won't take it up. If it doesn't have a use, what's the point? So we're always looking at what's useful. So with the desktop, we're going to make the browser options more logical, which leads to quicker navigation. We're going to upgrade the reminder panel. That sits right in the middle of the desktop, and through the draft stages of the National Quality Framework, we put steps and reminders in there for sort of roundabout dates to help you and guide you through the year, so you could just, if you were unsure, you could go back and look at what we had scheduled in the month of July, and maybe you could get some tips out of that. That's going to be reviewed in the light now that the framework is it's becoming regulation, and we're going to be measured against it. So there's something there that may help you throughout the year. And following from that, we're also going to look at the quick links on the right hand side of the desktop and make sure they're very relative. At the moment you can see we'll have National Quality Standard, we'll have the EYLF outcomes, and also our new governing body link, and beyond that any other link that any staff member or person in your organisation can open the desktop, go there fast, get what they need and get back to business. And once again, just focusing on saving time. We can save 10 seconds here and 1 minute there. Take that across 10 staff or 2 staff. It all adds up over time. We've got to be mindful of it. Now also many questions about award information, the new Modern Award. We will have links to obviously these awards, but also we'll be establishing links which will in real time provide us with any regulation changes so we can bring it back to the workplace and make them as soon as possible. Another fairly ambitious process or function we want to place on the desktop is a question and answer box right on the outside on the home page. So you can ask a sticky question that needs a bit of thought with the answer. If you're stuck on something, ask the question. We will consult some of our representatives, get back an answer and post it for you. So you can at least reflect on it and make a decision in your service. This will obviously go up in a glossary, so you can come in and have a look at any particular stage. But over this 12 months, we'll be relying on questions being asked so that we can make this, once again, a very organic process that's being developed and fed by what's happening out in the field. And that's the way we want it to be. And the final thing that we'll have done, many asked about tangible benefits of becoming a member. So the only way we can do it is give you the best snapshot we can of inside the membership itself and what's in the member pages. Now we do have the 30-day trial that allows you to go in, have a look and leave, download and leave, and keep what you have as a reward from us or a gift from us. But what we really need is probably some Camtasia videos showing how to use the coaching packages and get the most out of them. So that gives you almost a dozen things we're changing based on what you want from the surveys. So I greatly appreciate your participation. It's how this is going to evolve. We're all very passionate about making it work. And also, I want to thank those who, with the testimonials, that are getting some great benefits from using it. I'd love to be able to share some of those down the track and even talk to you about how we can further benefit you, but it's really nice to hear the good things. So at the bottom of this page, if you scroll down, you'll see the winners of the competition. One from each state who if you're reading this now, have won a 3-month membership just by participating. So that's great. I'll be in contact with you soon to set up the process of enrolment and get you started. Otherwise, keep a lookout for announcements of these changes as they roll out. First and foremost, have a look at the registration page. Make sure that there are now packages that suit you, so feel free to try those out and come in. Use the 30-day trial if you wish. Otherwise, just use the public pages as they stand. We hope that even that will give you a benefit. Thanks again, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside.